Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. I am greatly honored to have been invited by Sri Brajahari Prabhu to speak on this very sacred occasion of Sri Jagannath Baladev and Subhadra's festival of Sri Ratha Yatra. And I have been given the order to speak about Lord Jagannath, an unlimited subject. Sri Vrindavan Das Thakur, in his humility, expressed that trying to speak the glories of Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu is like a little bird trying to reach the unlimited sky. The best anyone can do is whatever tiny capacity we have for our purification in the service of Guru and Krishna and the Vaishnavas. We read in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was celebrating Ratha Yatra, in his own heart, in the spirit of Sri Radha's love, how it was revealed to the world, the inner significance of Ratha Yatra. When the residents of Vrindavan, after so many years of separation from Krishna and Balaram, they came to Kurukshetra on the occasion of the solar eclipse. And after so long, they were seeing Krishna. And the spirit of Sri Radha's love, she was speaking to Krishna, that you are the same Krishna and I am the same Srimati Radharani. But now I am seeing you as a great prince, dressed in royal attire. But I want to bring you back to Vrindavan, where you have not armor and precious royal jewels and gold, but you are decorated with the gunjamala, simple seeds from a plant of Vrindavan, with wild flowers from the forest, in the attire of a cowherd boy, holding a stick and a flute, with your curling, beautiful hair ornamented with a peacock feather. Here you are surrounded by elephants and soldiers, and there is the sound of great armies and chariots. In Vrindavan, you are with cows and cowherd boys, accompanied by the sound of singing birds, the mooing of cows. I am not even tasting a fraction of the happiness seeing you here as in Vrindavan. And Srila Prabhupada explains that the nature of the gopis is everything is for Krishna's satisfaction. And they knew in Krishna's heart that he was not tasting a fraction of the pleasure in his Dwarka, Mathura, and Kurukshetra Lila as in Vrindavan. In the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Sanatana Goswami reveals Krishna's heart. When he was living in Dwarka, he expressed to his own queens in his separation from Vrindavan that the only pleasure I get from the queens of Dwarka is that you remind me of the gopis of Vrindavan. So Sri Radha and gopis, they wanted to bring Krishna back to Vrindavan because they knew that was the place that he was most happy. So Krishna, who came in the mood of Sri Radha as Lord Caitanya, was praying to Lord Jagannath, please come. to Braj Bhakti through Nam Kirtan. Simply by his glance or his embrace, he would induce people to chant the Hare Krishna mantra and taste the sweetness of Prema Bhakti. When he returned to Puri, he invited his devotees to come every year to celebrate Rath Yatra. After he left for South India, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, who was a very, very erudite scholar and staunch Mayavad philosopher, he had such profound intellect and high culture that the king of Orissa, Prataparudra, invited him to leave Navadvip and come and make his base in Puri. And he was like the royal guru, the guru for the royalty and for the whole of his kingdom. Interesting how Lord Chaitanya first met him. On his way to Puri from Shantipur, when his mother and the devotees made this request, Lord Chaitanya saw the chakra on top of Jagannath's temple. He offered his prostrated obeisance, knowing that the chakra on top of the temple is the manifestation of the Lord. And interestingly, people like Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, and Haridas Thakur, they would never go into Jagannath's temple due to their humility. But they would get the same experience by offering obeisances and worshipping the chakra on top of the temple. And every day Jagannath in the form of Lord Chaitanya would come to meet them and personally deliver his prasad. After Lord Chaitanya, initially, the first time he saw the chakra, the guards were ready to throw him out. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya happened to be right there at the time. Bring him to my house. And he could understand through scriptural evidence that this young sannyasi, he was in a state of transcendental samadhi. There was nothing he could do to get him to come out of that samadhi. There was really no symptom of life. Until the devotees came, headed by Nityananda Prabhu, and loudly chanted for a long time the Hare Krishna mantra in Lord Chaitanya's ears, and then he came to consciousness. And Sarvabhauma said, "My Lord," he didn't know he was the Lord. He said, "You are such a young, beautiful sannyasi, only 24 years old. And I can see the nature of your love for Jagannath. You should not go alone to see Jagannath. You should only go with myself or my followers. And you should stand behind or beside the Garuda Stamba, which is some distance from Jagannath, in the Kirtan Hall of Jagamohan." Lord Chaitanya honored him. And from that day forward, every single day, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would stand at the Garuda Stamba early in the morning, before the sun would rise. He would be there every day for hours, just gazing upon Lord Jagannath and leading his devotees in Nam Sankirtan for the pleasure of Jagannath. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, he was feeling a parental concern for this young sannyasi. said, you are so young and beautiful. How will you maintain your vows unless you understand Vedanta from authorized sources? I will protect you by teaching you Vedanta. Lord Caitanya, he heard from Gopinath Acharya and Mukunda how angry they were with Sarvabhauma. Who was he to teach you? He said, no, he has affection for me. He cares about me. So Lord Chaitanya said to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, you are my guru. You are like my father. Please protect me by teaching me Vedanta. Such humility. And for many days, these 7 days, in the Jagannath temple, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya spoke. And Lord Chaitanya sat and listened all day, every day. After his explanation was complete, he said, I've been speaking, and you've never asked a single question. You've never said a word. I do not know if you understand what I've spoken or not. And Lord Chaitanya said, the true meaning of Vedanta is very clear, like the shining sun in the middle of the day. But your explanations are like dark clouds that completely obscure the real meaning. Now, because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu treated Sarvabhauma with so much respect, with so much affection, with so much honor, that he followed his order to stand at the Garuda Stamba, he asked him, please instruct me. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, his heart was already melted in love with the Lord. And he had already, in his own way, rendered so much service to him, that when the Lord spoke what nobody else in the universe could ever speak to the gurus of the king, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had to ask, well, I listened to you for all these days, so if you have a better idea, you speak it. And Lord Chaitanya spoke. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya became a devotee. Accepted pure devotional service as the ultimate goal of life, as the perfection of mukti or liberation. When Lord Chaitanya left for South India, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was with King Prataparudra, and he told him about Lord Chaitanya. He said, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has come in the form of a sannyasi, but please know, he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And the royal king, Prataparudra, just by hearing it from Sarvabhauma, accepted in his core of his heart that Lord Chaitanya was the Supreme Lord. This was how Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya was so incredibly empowered. And Srila Prabhupada explains in many places, this is how Krishna reveals himself to the world, by empowering his devotees. When we have deep faith and realization that Krishna is the Lord, then we can have that same impact in others. I remember it was 1972, I believe. And Srila Prabhupada met with the leaders of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And he asked them, do you have complete faith that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead? Now, if I ask you that, you say, of course. Well, I'm sure the Prabhupada asks you that. nobody could say that they had complete faith. And then Srila Prabhupada said, if just the people in our movement today, and our movement wasn't so big in 1972, he said, if our devotees simply had complete faith that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, we could make the whole world Krishna conscious in 18 days. Hare Krishna. That's the power of faith. Even in the Bible, Jesus said, if you have enough faith the size of this mustard seed, you can tell the mountain to move into the ocean, and the mountain will move. Srila Prabhupada came to the West. When he came off the Jaladuta, he had no money. He had no contacts. He had no position. He had no place to live. He just had a box of books. And he had faith in the words of the Srimad Bhagavatam. Faith in the order of his spiritual master. And faith in the holy name of Krishna. That's all he had. And that faith in one person. Just a few days before he arrived, he prayed to Krishna, just let me be your Lord. Only if you give me the words can I speak and can they understand your message. Krishna reveals himself through his devotees. Srimad Bhagavatam tells us that influenced by Kali Yuga, people go to holy places just to take their bath or have some darshan. But the holy place is revealed when we associate with the holy people. Srila Prabhupada established temples all over the world. Beautiful deities. In many places like here, beautiful, beautiful temples. Srila Prabhupada explained the purpose of all of our temples is to get people to associate with devotees. It's that association that will give people the proper way, understanding of how to approach the deity and the holy names. But it is each devotee's responsibility to live in such a way that that seed, adoshrata, that little seed, through satsang, through bhajana kriya, our spiritual classes, we water that seed to become a strong, beautiful tree, and then the fruit of love of God awakens. And then we have, in all humility, we are given the power to transform other people's lives. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya had such conviction that King Prataparuja immediately accepted the Lord as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He said, please arrange an interview for me. When Sri Caitanya Mahaprabhu returned from South India, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, there is a king of all the land. He's a great devotee. He has such eagerness to meet with you. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, inside his heart, he was very pleased. But externally, he wanted to show an example to the world. He said, I'm a sannyasi. How could I meet with a materialistic person like a king? Even though he may be a great devotee, the fact that he's sitting in that position, doing the things he does, and surrounded by so much material opulence, is abominable. For one in the renounced order to cross over the ocean of birth and death To associate with a materialistic person is worse than drinking poison willingly. A person who's too much addicted to sex life and sense gratification. If you ask me this again, I will leave this place. Soon after that, Ramananda Rai appeared. We know the story, how he met Lord Caitanya at Vidyanagar or Kabul. And Lord Caitanya asked him to give up his service as the governor of a massive province to live with him in Puri. And he did. And when he saw Lord Caitanya was so happy. They embraced each other. Ramananda Rai, from his heart of hearts, he said, I went to the king and asked his permission that I have no more desire to serve in the government. I simply want to go to Puri to serve Lord Caitanya. Now this was a very, very serious request. In those days, kings had autocratic power. And here was perhaps his best man, who was the governor, who was doing the king's will for a large province. The king needed his help. He depended on him. When Ramananda Rai said this, I told Lord Caitanya, as soon as the king heard your name, he became ecstatic. Tears welled in his eyes. His hair stood on end. And he said, you are so fortunate. The Lord is asking you to live with him and to serve him personally. I am so unfortunate due to my abominable condition. I cannot meet the Lord. Not only do I give you all blessings to go to Puri and to leave your job forever, but I will give you a full pension for the rest of your life. Ramananda Rai said, when I saw the king's enthusiasm and his love for you, I was thinking in my own heart that I don't even have a drop of love for you compared to King Prataparudra. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Ramananda Rai, you are the foremost of all devotees. And because this king has pleased you, because he has served you in such a way to make you happy, Krishna will certainly fulfill all of his desires and shower his mercy upon you. And then the Lord quoted from the Adi Purana, where Krishna tells Arjuna, the one who calls himself my devotee is not really my devotee. But one who is a devotee of my servants is truly my devotee. And Lord Caitanya quoted Lord Shiva, who was talking to Durga Devi, saying the Vedic scriptures teach worship of demigods, but higher than worship of all the demigods is the worship of Vishnu, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But even higher than worshiping Vishnu is worshiping the devotees of Vishnu, the Vaishnavas. Yes, Lord Krishna will bestow all his mercy on the king because he has pleased you, Ramananda. Srila Prabhupada goes very deeply into this subject. In Sarvabhauma